Everybody, Lisa here with another Vera Bradley bag of the day. Today I just thought I would quickly show two of the items from the New Hope Girls uh, collection, which for people who might not be aware is something that Vera does. I think this is the second time they're doing it. This is the second New Hope Girls pattern. I don't have the first one. I wasn't crazy about the first one. But even still, in a way, it's kind of worth it maybe to make the purchase just because your money's going to a good place. So the New Hope Girls is an organization in the Dominican Republic that helps women and girls who are in bad situations. And the tag here says 75% of the purchase price for this special style supports New Hope Girls, a Dominican Republic-based nonprofit that provides rescue, refuge, and restoration to girls and women from the darkest and most difficult places. Please stop being crazy and stop chewing on my blanket, you. Stop chewing on my blanket, you. I'll have to lock you up. So I did like that concept, that idea that maybe some of my money would be going to good use. What I did notice about this tag when I read it, when I first got this stuff, was that in smaller print, underneath what I just read, it says, for every purchase of this item, and it's the same tag on here as well, from March 8th, 2020 through July 6th, 2020, Vera Bradley will donate 75% of the purchase price to the New Hope Girls, Foundation. So I don't understand why there's a cutoff time. That kind of makes me a little bummed. I mean, to me, that sounds like after July 6th of this year, if you buy these items, they're still available, all the money is going to Vera. So that's just profit at that point for Vera. And I don't understand that. I mean, this is, it's an organization that's doing work to help people who need help. So I don't understand why there has to be a cutoff point for when the money will go to that organization. That's a little disappointing. If I'm understanding that, interpreting that right. So if people are interested in buying this, I would say buy it before July 6th of this year. This way your money's being put to good use, which is why I did this. I mean, otherwise I probably wouldn't have bought this, even though I do like this pattern. I like this pattern better than the first pattern. And I do like this item. They didn't offer this item last time around. They only offered the hobo and the pouch. But when I saw the tote, I started to get a little bit more interested. And like I said I think it was my first video on Garden Grove and Garden Picnic. I'm in this focus group, Vera Bradley focus group online, and I started a discussion a while ago about before all the Garden Grove stuff started coming out. I thought it would be fun to see a pattern with fruit in it. And I got all this blowback from other participants that negative. They didn't want, I'm not going to carry a bag with fruit on it. Okay, well, I feel very vindicated because now there are all these patterns with fruit. So even if it wasn't because of I don't know if it was because of my post in the group and they started thinking about fruit, or whether it had already been in the pipeline for a while. Even if that's the case and it had nothing to do with my post, I still feel like I was very on trend. And so I feel very satisfied, very vindicated. All the people who were like, no fruit, no thank you. They were all kind of snippy about it. I felt like something happens when people are online, right? They get a little, the anonymity makes them a little bolder than they would be when they're talking to you face to face, a little less considerate. But they really took the fruit idea and they went with this theme. I mean, you have Fruit Grove, and you have this, which is called Rosy Garden Picnic, and there's a throw in Rosy Garden Picnic, I think. It's the same name, and of course there's a Garden Picnic reactive line with the fruit in it, so I feel, like I said, very, very vindicated. There's fruit all over the place now. And it's nice that they're all sort of related, but they're not exactly the same. And you can see this working on a theme, even with Garden Grove, which doesn't have the fruit, but it has the big flowers in it. You know. So this tote is just canvas. Uh, it's lined in canvas. I do think it's spot clean only. There's no top zip. You know, it's kind of bare boned, but I knew, you know that going in. You can see from the website. And I'm going to use this in my car probably just to contain some stuff in the back that I keep in there. And I feel like I lucked out with good pattern placement. Usually I would order more than one to try to maximize my chances of getting pattern placement I like. But, you know, it's hard to make returns now with the whole coronavirus thing and the store closing. I have a whole pile of stuff that needs to be returned or sold. So I felt like I lucked out here because I think that apple with the bite taken out of it is great, and have it front and center and not be cut off by the label, which is a little larger than a typical label, because it mentions both organizations, you know. So I felt lucky about that. And I get a little bit of the watermelon, not too awkwardly placed, and then that other apple and some of the strawberries there. That's a cherry there. I don't know if you can see it, and there's a slip pocket on the front here. That's it, just a slip pocket. It's pretty deep, you know. In the back, let's see if you can. I want to see if I can get the texture of the fabric. I think you can see it there. There's sort of a texture in this canvas weave. And the light's pretty accurate here. It's sort of a cream color background, not a pure icy white, so it's nice. I feel like this also has a very retro sort of 50s upholstery fabric feel, these big flowers, which I'm okay with. I'm going with that. I don't have a problem with that. Sort of like Garden Grove. And so the dimensions here, the base is about 14 by 7. It's not removable. There's something in there. And like I said, I think I said, this is spot clean only, unfortunately. It's about 20 inches this way, you know, from side seam to side seam. You don't need to be all messing with that, okay? When I lay it flat, from side seam to side seam, it's 20. And top to bottom is 12, and the strap is 11. So I just threw some stuff in there. I mean, I wouldn't normally carry this as my shoulder bag because it's too open. The top is too open, but just to give people an idea. It's very pretty. It's very graphic. It reads well from a distance. You know, at first you might think, oh my God, humongous fruit, but it does read well from a distance, which is nice. That's nice with a little bit of the watermelon in the front there. And some cherries. Yeah. Go back. A big flower there. That's nice. That's an interesting flower. So I did notice the other item. What is this called officially? It's just called the New Hope Girls Tote, Rosy Garden Picnic. Inside, let's see if I can get this to show. Inside is just your basic white canvas, same kind of canvas, and there's a zipper pocket, and that's it. That's the only zipper on the thing. Oh, and for anyone who might want to just get a look at the label, leather. I think it's real leather. You can see the New Hope Girls logo there. And the other item is a pencil case, I think. What is it called? A zip pouch. This one I didn't get the best pattern placement on the front, but I do like the pattern placement on the back a lot. With those two flowers there. And a bit of the watermelon. And this is 8.5 the long way by about 4 this way. Again, just a canvas inside and that same big tag label. What I did think is nice about this, these tags, is that they tell you, they give a woman's name is associated and photo associated with the organization. I mean, I don't know how literal this is. Like, did Rosa, this is Rosa, did Rosa literally make this? I'm not sure. But it says handcrafted by Rosa, so let's give credit where it's due. And it says here, Rosa believes that when you are faithful with little, you will be entrusted with much more. The workshop of New Hope Girls was born in her home. Rosa has seen so many women's lives transform throughout the years. Her pattern-making skills and eye for design are fueled by the purpose each bag represents: jobs for women and refuge for girls. So that's nice. And then this one, please stop chewing that. Okay, no, you're not going to chew that anymore. Not anymore. The tag on this one, which I just dented, says Angie. Handcrafted by Angie. Here is Angie. Angie is an overcomer who knows what it's like to grow up in dark and difficult places. She shares that her healing came through New Hope Girls, and now she is committed to using her life to help others. She believes that the most important part of her work is being a part of the rescue. Sorry, just have to keep an eye on the puppy. It's been a couple of challenging days with her. Pooping in the house, peeing in the house. That's because my husband, I was cooking and my husband wasn't watching her. Oh, yeah, I'll watch her. And then he stares at his phone for half an hour. Okay. She's running amok. So that was that. Just quick video on this. I do, like I said, I do like the concept behind this, and I was pleased that they offered this tote rather than just that hobo, which I wasn't crazy about. And I do really like this pattern much more than last year. I think it's very pretty. But of course, if you're not into the fruit, you're not going to go for it. But I like it. I like the fruit. I think it's very graphic. I think it has a nice retro feel to it as well. Like I said, I like that it's going for a good cause. These are pretty. These little buds here. Interesting. Above the strawberries. I feel like these colors, like I was saying, I think I said before, the colors make it a little retro, right? They're a little muted. Not on the fruit, but on the flowers. So you have the teal and this sort of chartreuse kind of yellow. But they all almost look like they're mixed with a little gray or something. They're a little muted. And I feel like that that adds to this sort of retro feel for me anyway. There's sort of a burgundy there. That color too. Yeah. A little muted. And just to compare, this was something I had gotten also, which is Fruit Grove. So like I was saying, it's just, like a continuation of a theme here. You get the big fruit, but here you get it, really scaled down. And I've showed this pattern before, but I just love it. I really like those 3 flowers right in the center there, which you can see it really does relate, to the flowers here. You can see their relationship. So I like that they went with this sort of theme across the lines. So everything kind of could coordinate without being matchy-matchy. I like the tiny watermelon. I think I like the smaller watermelon rather than the humongous watermelon. I love the cherries. This item is nice because I like this. It's got a slip pocket here on the outside. And of course it's got, I think it's probably pretty typical of having the 2 slip pockets inside for your checkbook and the register. And it comes with that. plastic, that often comes in a checkbook. And don't do that on this quilt. And it has a piece of elastic in the center for a pen. And a fabric label on the front, which is nice. Kind of wish they would do that on the bags now instead of the pleather. Just go with that fabric with the name embroidered into the strip of fabric or ribbon or whatever, like that. So I'm throwing it back to the ribbon pulls with the name in the ribbon. Okay, yes, I see you there. I know you're there. Good girl. Okay, so that was it. Just a quick one on the New Hope Girls stuff, which I see you. Which I feel like is going, for a good cause, and that made me happy to spend the money for that. And I'm so glad I got it in there in that window before the money's not going to them anymore. July 6th, again, for people, if you're thinking about it. I would do it before July 6th, so your money goes to where you're thinking it'll go to. Anyway, I hope people found that helpful or interesting, and hopefully see you next time on Vera Bradley Bag of the Day.